Okay, first what we're going to do is wet down the paper some. So take you a pretty good sized brush. This is a small sheet of paper, but go ahead and get you some water and just wet it down. So we're going to do the background first with tea. Tea will be what we use to do the background, and then we'll use a darker coffee for the foreground. So we'll do that. You can use any brush you want to do the painting, and it's just better to have something that's a little bit bigger for this, for wetting this down. Alright, so we got our tea. Here's our coffee. Take a drink. This also keeps me from getting my paint water and my drink mixed up because I can use both. That was a joke, but anyway. Alright, so what I want to do first is I'm going to take a dry paper towel and I'm going to use that to see like what color I've got going on. You can also use like down here on your tape that you got your watercolor paper taped off with. You see how the color of that is. And then here's the color of your coffee. It's darker. So what we'll do is we'll take some of this and we're going to do a background. We're doing a landscape. So wherever you want your horizon to be, just kind of tap you some of that tea in there. And this is going to be a landscape, but it's going to be a water and reflection scene. So what I'm going to do now is, since I've got that like that, I'm going to take it and pull down a little bit like this, and then also kind of give me a little line so you can see where your actual horizon is. These fan brushes are good to do that kind of stuff with. Alright. Just going to kind of pull a little bit of that water off so it's not so wet. Then we can go back and add a layer in front of that. We'll just let that dry. We'll come back later after it's dried and see what happens. Then we're going to take some more tea. And go back in. This fan brush does a lot of cool techniques. It's almost an effect brush, but you can use it to make a straight line if you want to. Pull down for that reflection. Do a little back and forth, just kind of to get you some water lines in there. And then we'll let that dry for a minute. We'll come back and put some more on top of that. Okay, now we're going to add the coffee. Put me a little bit down here so I can lighten up the tones. And we're going to go in here. Let's see. Let's put us a tree right here. breaking it up a little bit at the bottom like a cypress or tupelo gum tree. And then we're gonna, this brush is dry, so I'm gonna pull down with this dry brush like that for the reflection. Alright. And since the coffee's a little thinner than some watercolors are, we're gonna go back in once that dries and add some more on top to make it darker. And so now I'm gonna take my fan brush and some of that coffee and make some grass. Alright. I'll go back to the background and add another one. Alright, we're going to let that dry and we'll come back and add a couple more layers. So it's starting to take shape now. Alright, we're going to add a little bit more darkness on some of this. I'm going to put in some leaves up here in the trees. Like I said, this fan brush can do a lot of cool effects. Darken up this grass. And then notice I'm turning that brush in different directions so it's not all going the same way. Tree trunks on. Our cypress knees. Alright, here we go, a little bit more than that. We're going to go ahead and fix this right here. A little bit more dark area on that. So we're going to bring this trunk down into this area like this. Alright. Then we'll let that dry and we'll come back and see what else we can do to it. Put some more brush in here, grass and shrubs. It's one thing good about nature pieces is that you can kind of just make it up as you go along, or you can go by a photograph, or you can go in plein air and enjoy yourself painting outside. Take you a cup of coffee and Go back in on top of some of these leaves and make you some more texture on there. That's it. You pull up the tape. And there's your finished piece. Coffee as watercolor.